the long weekend. I just ducked to the shops to do dinner shopping for tomorrow night, you know, normal Friday night dinner, and just to grab a few odds and ends, and the shops weren't too bad. So I am done for the weekend, which is good. Shouldn't need to go to the shops anymore. So I hope everyone is well. My name is Ellen Woodbridge. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. So I come on here, make cards, show you how to use our amazing Stampin' Up! Products, bit of a creative coach. And yeah, today I am showing you how to make a shaker card. I'm using one product that has already retired, sadly, but there is a new product coming that you can most certainly do the same technique with. Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining. Hey Roz, hey Maureen, hey Mary. So I have grabbed two stamp sets out. I have grabbed the Blessings of Home stamp set that is in our mini catalogue, and the Jar of Flowers that is in our annual catalogue. Hello Miss Dawn, how are you? And I am going to be using our jar shaker domes. So there are two domes here. Now these have retired. Hey Jacqueline, these have retired in Australia and are no longer available, but we do have a new shape of shaker dome coming. It's in a bottle. So it's a bottle one that is coming, and I am going to fill these with, now these are called the Frosted Bead Assortment. So these are out of the mini catalogue as well, and these are to go with gumball machine. But when I put them in the jar, they look like water beads. So this is the card that we're making. So I've just used, rather than using the flowers in Jar of Flowers, I'm using the Blessings of Home flowers. And I kind of have already made one, but unfortunately just before I went live, my bow came undone. So I'm devastated. I may need to pull off this bow, or what was this bow, and pop on another one. So this is one I did in class on the weekend with my girls, and I have a selection of Stampin' blends, whoops, that we will be colouring the flowers with. Now, just as a reminder, this is the mini catalogue I was talking about. These products are available till June. There will be a last chance list coming out shortly of the products that are not carrying over. And this is our annual catalogue. Now, we do have a last chance retiring list happening with this at the moment. And in my shop link below, you can have a look at the retiring products, and many of the retiring products are at a discount. So there is no better time than now to grab a discount, or grab a bargain and grab what you love before it is gone forever. Okay, I'm kind of getting myself organized here, grabbing up our replay screen so I can see what everyone is saying, because that is the fun of my live videos, everyone chatting with each other. I don't think I need any design help today, but I always love to hear how you do things differently to me. So if you do anything differently to me, please pop it what it is in the chat, because it may just help someone else. It may not work for me, but it may work for someone else, which is the fun of sharing together. So let's flick ourselves around now that I've got my replay video, and I shall not miss anyone. So what does everyone have planned for the Easter weekend? And in other countries, do you have like a 4-day long weekend? So tomorrow is Good Friday, and it is a public holiday here in Australia. Like, it's such a public holiday that all the shops close. Like nothing is open on Good Friday. Okay, I think that's as good as we are going to get. And let me see. Yep, that looks really good today. Let me go live chat. I'll get rid of these shadows and we will get moving. We do have Miss Louisa half awake on the floor. She'll be much happier once I stop moving. Okay, and I just wanted to grab out the 2 papers that we're using today as well. So I'll give you a close-up look of the card that we're doing. So makes a really great shaker sound. This would be a great thing to give Franklin soon when he's just discovering his hands, and he can give it a good shake, a good rattle. So for our background piece, I have used our In Good Taste paper that is still available in Australia, but it is retiring. All of our designer series paper does retire at the end of the year. This was the exception. This paper got a 2-year run in the annual catalogue, which is awesome because it's beautiful paper. And the other paper I've used a gingham from Pansy Petals. Beautiful, beautiful paper. We will be losing the paper but keeping the stamp set and the dies. So that is a really good thing. Do you know what I think I might do? I may zoom us in a little bit because, let's see if I can do this. Oh, yes. Yes, I can. I can zoom us in. There we go. That's a little bit better. That's a little bit better. Okay. So, stamp sets, the jar punch, the shaker pouches, 2 lots of embellishments. Although now what I want to do is just move it up a titch. You have Monday off as well. Good, because we have Monday off here as well. So we get both days off. Okay, I think that's a little better. I don't know, you can just see the top of my mat. That's okay, I'm more work towards the bottom. You're not seeing down into my crutch now. Oh, you love making shaker cards. This is a really, really easy one. Even though the shaker domes have sold out, you can still use the same products except for the shaker domes. You can still make a very similar card. Okay, stamp sets can go off to the side for the moment. What we are going to start with is our stamping. So this is my little packet of goodies that I actually can't open. Oh, they're so stuffed in there. I can't open them. So we're going to be making 2 together and assembling 3. So I need these at the end, or not at the end, but at the end of this piece. So my card can just hang up here. We know where it is. My little cello bag can go over there. You don't count Easter, so no Good Friday or Easter Monday. Wow. How interesting, Mary. So the Canada does and the US doesn't. Hey, Deb, I'm so sorry I missed you. And Kay and Linda. So sorry for missing you girls there. So I'm going to start with my jar image, and this is from Jar of Flowers. Sorry, I'm just working out the best block to use. Now, when we are stamping our jar, we need to be mindful of 2 things. How far we can get the paper into the punch, which I kind of already know, and the fact that we do have this, if I can pick them up, we do have this extended piece of plastic that goes all the way around the jar shape that is where the adhesive is. So this is how we adhere it to the paper to make our shaker card. So we just need to be aware of those two facts. So all of our stamping is happening in basic grey. There we go. So, and I'm just, these pieces were upside down. I could tell where the cutting piece was. Okay. Now this is a reversible stamp. So if I really wanted to, I could use the back side of this stamp to, that'll do. It's not centered and that's okay. To colour the whole image as well, because that is what they are designed to do. Okay, I did really bad stamping in one spot, but it's not noticeable because it's not the outside. So that is that bit. Now, for our flowers, I'm using this bouquet out of Blessings from Home. Now, whilst I like all of these and I like those, I've used those in various cards over the years, and I just wanted to see what this bouquet looked like. And I think it works really, really well. Although we do need to pop our flowers to a certain, pop our water beads, that's what I'm calling them because that's what they look like, to a certain point so we cover up the bottom of the stem. So if that's all we've got to do, that's really, really easy. Okay, so this stamp is quite detailed. So when we stamp it, we are going to leave it for a considerable time. Now, how I want to line this up, I want these little hydrangea type blossoms to be sitting just above the lip of the jar. Now, I'm going to leave this here with reasonable pressure for those details to transfer. So you can see we've got the greenery in the jar, which is what I want, and we've got the flowers above the jar. Okay, going to do the same with this one, but I may kick it off to the side just a little bit because this jar is our crooked jar. So that kind of then, oh no, that works well. They're both fairly straight. This one's just sitting a little bit further up, but it does not make a difference at all. Okay, that is all my stamping. So this is quite a stamp light card, really. Church on Sunday. Oh, you're watching your granddaughter play softball. That's nice. Yes, you guys are in that fun softball season. We're squarely going into soccer and football season. Okay. We have Friday and Monday here. Okay, Maureen will hang out with us. I'm home all weekend, so I think the only time I won't be at my craft desk making customer cards this weekend, which is my plan for the new catalogue, is when I'm preparing vegetables and whatnot for my Sunday roast with my parents. So Mum always cooks the lamb and I'm always in charge of the vegetables. So what I'm doing, I'm just colouring the flowers. So I'm using Flirty Flamingo, I'm using So Saffron, what else am I using? Pool Party and Fresh Freesia. And I think the green that I chose is Soft Sea Foam. So I've just got one pink flower, so I go in with our darkest Stampin' Blend, and then I go in and add in, and I just let the image guide me as to where the shadowing and the darkest place is. So And these two blend together rather nicely. I mean, they are light and dark, but some of them do need a bit more work. So what I tend to do is put in that layer, and if I feel any blending is needed, I just go in and add that second layer after I see how it sits with the first layer. So I like that. That blender's working nicely. So finished with that one. I think I'm going to grab my Pool Party next. It's my Pool Party Dark. I've had quite a few people ask me recently where I get the labels for my Stampin' blends. Now, I got those from Sarah Berry. She is a UK demonstrator and she has them on her blog. So if you look up Sarah Berry in the UK, you will be able to find these labels. I think I've just, I need to print out my new lot of labels for my natural colours, and I just did these. Oh, bye Louisa. Oh, someone's at the door, David. Someone's at the door. Oh, it's Lavender. Hi. Are you by yourself?
What?
Are you by yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't expect Lavender home at this time. Hanging out with a friend this morning, apparently. Okay, so going in with the light, doing the same thing. I know I have gone over a number of the flower centers, but that's okay. Once I go over with the dark so saffron, that will come up nicely. So we've done that one. Louisa knew there was someone at the door. She was most excited, always very excited to greet people in our house. It's very, very sweet. So fresh freesia now to do our largest flower, and this bouquet and these colors were actually inspired by new papers. No, that's the light, that's not going to help me. Some new papers in the annual catalogue. So they're the papers actually out on the front cover, and I went, oh, those colours are so pretty. Had a look at the colours that's actually in the paper, and I went, yes, let's use those. Stampin' Up! Have already deemed that they work together. So I used it as inspiration, not necessarily as gospel. And that's okay. So I've gone in with my dark. I'm going to go in with my light and fill out the rest. Pardon my frog in my throat. Do the rest of this petal. If you can hear Louisa's bell, that's because Lavender's giving her some love. Okay, so I'm going to go and do the same thing that I did with the other one, just blend that edge out where I feel it's needed. That creates a third colour. And just go in and grab any spots I feel I didn't get. Okay, I am also happy with that. So now we've just got flower centers and our greenery. So as per normal, I don't do anything fancy smancy. This is just very, very simple coloring. I literally lay down the color and leave it at that. So with these ones, I'm probably going to go over the Pool Party ones twice so the flower centers don't look green. And these ones, I'm just hitting those darker areas with the dark, and then I will come in with the light and hit those and do the full colour in. So hitting these twice, hopefully take away that green, and it was just a slight tinge of green. I'm really happy with those, and there's no need for any further colouring. And then we just colour in the rest of our two larger flower centres. You could also do these in a nice orange. I just chose yellow today. If you wanted to make these sunflowerish, you could go in with a brown. That would work really well as well. Okay, so now we're just down to, oh no, I will need Pool Party again, and I'll show you why. We need that for the jar, but we'll just do all the flowers first. So that is our dark, and hitting all those darker areas, especially where those you get the shadows from the petals, and just where those curves are. And yes, I am going to still worry about what's in the jar, and I'm just going to go completely dark on the stems. So that's that one. Did I remember? Yes, I remembered those ones. Completely dark on the stem. Has anyone done this combination before? Because I haven't seen the combination of these two stamp sets together, and when I thought of it, I went, oh, that's genius, it just works. Not that I'm calling myself a genius, but that moment I was quite impressed with myself, thinking how well they work together. Oh, yes, Maureen, you need to make one of these cards. Absolutely. Yes, thumbs up are always appreciated, and help other people come in and join in our chitter chatter and fun. So now I'm literally going in and filling in the rest of the petals. So I don't know, the actual shading on the leaves doesn't matter so much. I don't know why. It's like the leaves are auxiliary. They're just there. Then I'm going to add some colour to the jar. Now the colour to the jar is and it isn't important, because the jar actually creates, like when you do this, you do not need to make this into a shaker at all. But when it is a shaker, this punch out piece goes to the back, and I'll explain how it happens. But you can see in there, I just have the hint of the Pool Party, just to show that it is a glass jar. I have a number of mason jars in my house that I used to buy antique bottles, and I do have a number of them that I do use as vases, and they do have this blue tinge to them. And I do just want to put a little bit at the bottom. I know that little bit at the bottom definitely is covered by the water beads, but you never know. So I'm just hitting those darker, where those lines are that denote there is either a shine or a hint of colour there. So that's all I do. I did have a couple of the girls colour the whole mason jar in, and you can do that as well, but that is what I was happy with. So you could absolutely just colour from where the stem is down to show that you've got water in the jar, but we're doing that with the frosted beads assortment. So now that I have these two panels colored, I'm now going to use the jar punch. Let me unlock this. Someone thought they were being very kind, but I normally don't store these locked. Okay, so we're going to pop this in, and that does nicely, and punch this out. Now, because I'm doing two, I do want to keep the correct jars together. Oh, you're back, Missy Moo. Come on. Okay, and down you hop. No cuddles. Okay, so I have my jars punched out. That's all we're going to use the punch for. Now, the two shaker domes. Now, when you get your shaker dome, if I can split this, so you have white on the front and back, and that backing actually covers adhesive. So it has adhesive on both the front and the back. So I am going to try and take off the backing to the front piece of adhesive. And you got, there we go. So you can still see it's white because that backing is there for that back piece of adhesive. So I'm going to take our punch out, or our main piece, and just wiggle that on. So wiggle, 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 wiggle that on. So I'll show you from the back. I just left enough room and we've still got the backing on there. So those two can go there. And let's see how we go with this. And would you believe this finishes all my shaker domes? So I have successfully used all the shaker domes I purchased. Yay! I love it when that happens. Now, I may be a little bit off. Oh no, that one's perfect too. So just run your finger all the way along the edges, and I didn't do that on that one, just to make sure it is adhered. Okay, so now we turn them over and we pop in these frosted beads. So these are the gumballs out of the mini. So I think I may have a few too many, but one of the girls came up with the best trick. Now, oh, sorry, Louisa. That we're just going to sit this in, hold it in, and see if we have too much or too many, or too little or too many. I feel I have a few too many water beads, and I'm just calling them water beads because that's what Ivy called them actually. She went, they're water beads. She must have some at home because she was here. Well, rogue bead. There we go. Put this bead. So with these beads, you could use so many colours, and I did pick the colours out of the water beads, and it was inspired by that paper. So you can see here I've covered the end of that, and that's perfect. So we're just going to leave that there for the moment and do the same steps together. So you can see how this sits in beautifully. Oh, that one's perfect. Just like that. And I still have some beads left, so you never know. I may show you how to do a different type of shaker card in the next month or so. So to create the backing, I literally just set the jar punch out right there, and I have these two just scrap pieces of white. So I'm going to take this backing off the back of the shaker dome to reveal this adhesive. Do you think I can get this off? Everyone will it to come off for me, please. Because it's not playing ball. And the good thing is I've got the backer in there, so the beads aren't just going to flip everywhere, because I'm sure anyone who has made a shaker card before has certainly had that happen. I know I've had beads and sequins flip everywhere. Your mother-in-law had old mason jars that were blue. Well, I think just adding the blue just makes it look like glass. I don't think glass, old-fashioned glass, just had that blue hue to it. That, got it. That has a blue hue to it that modern glass just doesn't have. I do have it, I promise. I'm just being very timid taking it off. Okay, so this is not totally lined up, and I had this issue in class. I just needed to tease this back into the hole. Of course, it's stuck on one side. There we go. I just kind of want to drop it in, but it likes to stick to the side. You girls are going to do this so much quicker than I ever could. Deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths. Maybe if I do it from the top, that will be better. From the top. I knew that had happened to rogue balls, and they can stay rogue. Okay, so now to seal up the back, I am going to pop. It doesn't matter, they do not have to be straight. I'm going to trim off those. I'm just going to trim those off. I didn't drop that down crooked at all. You guys saw absolutely nothing. You don't know what I'm talking about. There you go. No one saw anything. Sorted. Sorted, sorted. Okay. One ball. Should be another one. Yes. 2 balls. Now, someone has to remind me that that is not on properly. So that is 1 done. Now we're going to go 2 done. Aha, that one came off uber easy. Second one always does. Ah, yes, there are always rogue beads, Maureen, correct. I was lucky it was only 2. Very, very lucky. Come on. No, this one is not playing nicely at all. No, it's because my fingers are getting stuck to it. I thought I had it, then I didn't have it. Okay, that is going to sit beautifully there. And then this is going to sit even more beautifully there. Second one, so much quicker. I'm just doing that just to really make sure it's adhered. And that is our shaker portion all done. So here's one. can't grab the second one. That's 2. Ooh, maybe I could have used just a few more in that one, but that's okay. That's okay. It's all good. It's not going to... No, the recipient isn't going to go, Ellen, you could have added a few more balls. That is now secured. And while we're here, we're going to add our bumblebee trinket. Now, these are also retiring, very sadly. No, shaker domes are never done quickly, Maureen. You could not be truer in saying that. So the bumblebee trinkets, sadly saying goodbye. They do go with so many of our products. They go really well with the Heart and Home suite that we have in the mini catalogue. So if you want them to go with the products you have, grab them. So I have just adhered a glue dot onto that, just popping him right there. Going to do the same with the second one. So glue dot onto the end of my scissors, and then I just pick it up and place it down. I don't know if you have a special way of doing it, but I find that works best for me. I did have in class some butterflies sitting on flowers, some bumblebees rather, sitting on flowers, and I think everyone that was in class bought a pack of bumblebees. Okay, so that is our main section almost done. I'm going to, yep, that just came off. So just to finish it off, and I'll show you the original one, I just took some linen thread and did a little bow. Now, if we were doing this without the shaker, we could punch some holes or pierce some holes around the top of the jar and wrap it round. Or if we punched the jar, we could wrap it around and then stick it back down. But that isn't happening. So I took our linen thread. Yes, this is my old favorite. I did have quite a number of these, the old packaging. And we're just going to tie 3 bows. And I did say in class that I did like, I'm not going to drop this bow, I promise. I did say in class I liked having nice long ends, so then we can trim them to where we would like them to be sitting. So I'll give this a good zhuzh. Just bring it back to where I think I might like it. Okay, so there's one. Then we will add just a drop of our multi-purpose glue, like the tinsiest dot. They couldn't believe how tinsy we needed it, because a glue dot is a little too big for these tiny bows. And because the knot in the bow is so tiny, it's too much. I pulled that through. Take 2. I did this in class. I was making the bow and everyone's like sitting there and they were being absolute horrible people, and they all had their heads in their hands, like, you know, on the table like this, and literally had their chin like that watching me. And do you think I could tie the bows? And then they just went ha ha ha, kept going, and I said, look, I've just done 2 bows, and no one was watching. It's always the way. The watch pot never boils, and a watched bow tying never ties. Okay, pull that through to desirable bow size or loop size. And we do 1 more. I think I might need to pop linen thread on my order, although I seem to go through stages where I use it heaps. But I have a feeling I'll be using it quite a bit, because there are some great masculine products in the new catalogue that comes out in May, and and this fine linen thread is just a great texture that's not too bulky. This does not want to play ball. There we go. Do you tie your bows like I do, like a single bow without being on a piece of whatever? Everyone breathe for me. Hello, Miss Lisa. How are you? You missed making the shaker part of our card today, so you will definitely have to go back and watch the first part of this video replay. Okay, done. Pull tails back through, and then we'll do our tinsy little dots, and we're fine. Okay, and what I also do, and I do this in the top of our things, I just pop a slit somewhere on the spool so I can pop the end of my baker's twine or my thread so it doesn't unravel. So that's something I do and I love to do. So let's go for the tinsiest dots in the world. Do you have a tinsy bit of a goober there? That's clear now. The nozzle's nice and clear. Tinsiest little dot. And I just want to pull this end through a titch. And I want to pop that there. There we go. And I'm going to leave those tails until the end. I'll deal with the tails at the, or bring it back. There you go, little dot. Yeah, I'll trim up the tails when everything is adhered as we would like. Just want those bows and loops to be where I'd like them. Then we'll get on to the bases and I'll share with you how and why I chose things. Okay, those embellishments can go there. I've done that. We have fairly even loops. Pull that back through. That's perfect. Okay, leave them here. So for our bases, what I have crumb cake card bases. Then I chose this piece out of the In Good Taste. So that's the back. And this is like a really thick gesso or texture paste over a natural canvas, so I liked that. And then we have the Pansy Petals Gingham. This is actually in soft succulent, but it just works perfectly. That's the A side, this is the B side. The colors just work perfectly, even though I have used zero soft succulent. Oh, why do I have so many card bases? 1, 2, 3. I don't need those other two. Let's pop them back up here. I'll put them in their home a little later. You will do, Lisa. Good job. So the shaker domes are sadly sold out, Lisa, but we have new bottle ones coming. I have the bottle ones, but I'm still waiting for the stamp set from the events that are happening at the moment with Stampin' Up. My delivery went rogue, and they need to, or they are re-delivering it for me. Okay. So, bring these back in. Sorry, girls, just need to have a swig of water. And I'm just going to pop the card that we're making just there. So now we are in layering stage, and there is the only piece of dimension on this card is the shaker dome. The card does not require any more dimension than that. It's enough sound and dimension to keep anyone happy. Okay, then I'm going to, while I'm here, we might as well layer up all 3 layers as we go. When I was making this card, it did just need something under it, which is where this soft succulent came in. I'm there going, oh, it just needs something. So, yes. Nice natural fibres, or natural looking fibres, always work well. Okay, and the same again. Look, if you really wanted to, you could pop this up on dimensionals, but I really feel it doesn't need it. Okay, yep. That rogue end is trying to be cheeky here. And the good thing about it being a gingham, it's so easy to line everything up. And I hold and just put pressure on those areas. So that is almost card 1 done. Just need to go back and fix up those tails. How are we going for time? Oh my God, 3 shaker cards in about an hour. I'm impressed with myself. I know I had a lot of the prep done, but really. See, people get so intimidated by shaker cards, and they're actually not that hard. But what I may plan on doing is coming back and showing you how to finish off using these beads and make a shaker card without the dome. The domes do make them super easy, as you saw with me today, but there is another way of doing it using window sheet and our foam adhesive strips, and they are a little higher than our normal Stampin' dimensionals, and they just allow room for your beads or your sequins to move around. So shaker cards are always fun. And I may even use the jar again and see how we go. So pop this down, scooch it down and over. I think that's pretty good. Definitely come in and trim these tails. Hello, Debbie. How are you? What, impressive time-wise or impressive cards, Jacqueline? I think I want that piece of the natural canvas at the top. That bottom of that is just kicked up a bit, but that's okay. It can live like that. That's just how it shall be. Both. Thank you, Miss Jacqueline. Thank you. Look, it's probably a style I will go a bit more bright than this, but this, I really do like this card. And if you do want to send these cards in the mail, they do cost a little bit extra. Because you've got the shaker dome, I do recommend a padded bag. Stampin' Up did used to sell, and I do have them now. I'm talking years ago. They did sell a padded bag, and my friend Cheryl was a recipient of a padded bag recently, all the way to the US with a packet of mustics in there. Although she didn't care much for them, but she now knows what mustics taste like, because they're very, very hard to explain. I'm sure the Aussies can all appreciate how hard they are to explain to someone who's never grown up with mustics, and the fact that it must be the soft mustics, not the hard mustics. It's, yeah. Oh, no problems, Leslie. As I say, I am almost finished, so you are not, you're not missing much. Okay, I am just going to use my snips here because they seem to work fairly well last time. They're not going to work so well now. Ah, there we go. There is one tail. Just going to bring my rubbish just off to the side here. Two. So there's that one. All nicely done. And this one is really rogue, but that's okay. Got to have things. Just, you've got to accept sometimes the ribbon just wants to sit how it wants to sit. I've just got that one little piece that did not want to detach. Oh, that's a little bit better. So we've got that there. Shake, shake, shake. Love it. Love it, love it. And then this one. So these will be great to give in person. I don't know who I'd be seeing in person. I am going out for drinks and dinner this afternoon, this evening, but I've already given her her birthday card. So one of my dear old, she's not old, but we've known each other a long time. We've known each other 35 years. She's also a team member, friends. Yeah, we're headed out for her birthday drinks and dinner with another friend and her daughter. So these are the cards. I just love that sound. Love that sound. So we have used the In Good Taste paper as a base, then pansy petals. We have used the Blessings of Home stamp set for our flowers, the jar of flowers for our jar, and we use Stampin' blends. So we use Fresh Freesia, Floaty Flamingo Pool Party, So saffron, and we used soft sea foam for the greenery. We used the bumblebee trinkets that are retiring. We used the frosted beads assortment that is in the mini catalogue, but as far as I can see is not carrying over. So if you want those, grab them before they go on not orderable. And we used the jar shaker domes that are sold out already in Australia, but I did have to use them today. We also used linen thread, that, and our trusty Stampin' blends, because we love them so much and I use them on so many projects. Thank you so much, Kay. Yes, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend as well. A bit of a long one for me, but as I said, I have the task to make 30 customer cards and get those in the mail to accompany the new catalogue that you will, or they will be receiving very soon, hopefully. So getting all prepared for that. Yes, I hope the Easter Bunny is good and that there isn't too much chocolate involved. But you know, chocolate's good, especially dark chocolate. Dark chocolate's amazing for your health, so enjoy some dark chocolate. If not, just enjoy chocolate in general. It's once a year. So thank you so much for joining me. I may be on the weekend. Over the weekend, I received some swaps that were outstanding, and Australia Post did not play ball. So I may pop on, share those swaps and a few rack cards over the weekend. Thank you, Jacqueline. I will need the encouragement. I have made them fairly simple, so they shouldn't be too bad to make. It's just the pure fact that it's 30, but that's okay. I enjoy it. Oh, Miss Louise has just woken up to say goodbye. So have an amazing weekend. All the details for everything that I've used, you'll find all those products in my shop that is linked below. Any questions, as always, please don't hesitate to ask. No, Jacqueline, no shaker cards, no. Oh my god, I reckon I would go insane if I made 30 shaker cards in one sitting. I don't even think I've made 30 shaker cards in my crafting career, if we can call it that. I don't think I've made 30 shaker cards. No. I'll leave 30 shaker cards absolutely to someone else. But have an amazing one. I will catch you at some time over the weekend. If not, I'll see you on Facebook on Tuesday. Bye.